All right, today we still have our messed up schedule with PSSA testing, but this should be the last day of that unless you need to make up tests. We're on to the second part of the Chapter 20 questions, which is actually 2 slides today, so I didn't really go over this. But even though we have 6 slides, it's really 5 days of work because today we're going to do slides 2 and 3, where we will look at graphs of rainfall and temperature. So if we pull up our slides, we got to press the square arrow. We always got to press the square arrow so that we can edit slides more easily. Now I will go over one question from 1 through 5 in class if you Zoom or live stream. That's my practice to go over one with everybody. So if you want the benefit of that, you don't get that from these videos. Now, we are looking at data from the book, and so this PDF, you could open it. It's consolidated data from the book, but I'm going to show you the other way, back to Google Classroom, split screen. And so while we can find this data in the book pages, next to every biome is a little rainfall and temperature thing. In previous years, I had students make the graph. Your job this year is to interpret the graphs. So there's the rainfall and biome. So while that's all there, I have consolidated it into this one-page document that might be easier to see. And so we have to figure out what these biomes represent. So these are the 7 biomes, but they're labeled A, B, C, D, E, and F. And so we have somewhere in there desert, tundra, savanna, temperate grassland, tropical rainforest, coniferous forest, and temperate deciduous forest. So, first one, I just tell you straight up, biomes B, D, and G are all forest. So here we have our 3 forests, and we have to figure out which one is the temperate deciduous forest. Now this is a temperature graph, so we only look at temperatures, and this is in degrees Celsius, or C. So for instance, the temperate deciduous forest goes from 6 Celsius to 28 Celsius. So if you find the one that goes from 6, so here's 5, so it starts near that 5 line, goes from 6 up to 28, you have found the temperate deciduous forest. Now this graph isn't perfect, but we know that B, so D and G are the forests, so we can ignore the others. There's only 3 to pick from. Then we have C and D are both grasslands, so that's the savanna and the temperate grassland. So there's temperate grassland, there's savanna down at the bottom. And you would have to say which one is the savanna and how can you tell? So we'd have to look at their temperatures and compare the Celsius temperatures of a savanna to a temperate grassland. And what 2 biomes are the most extreme in temperatures and what are their names? So most extreme means they have the craziest temperatures. And my hint to you is it's going to be the 2 biomes we haven't talked about yet. So that's slide 2. Slide 3, we continue. And which 2 biomes receive the least rainfall and what are their names? So you have to find which 2 have the lowest rainfall and then find which ones they are. And lastly, what does it mean that biome E and F go all the way to the bottom of the graph? So this is rainfall now. We're not doing temperatures. And so here on this graph, each box represents 10 centimeters of rain. Whereas on the previous graph, each box represented 5 degrees Celsius. And so we have different representations. So, to look at this more carefully, E and F go all the way to the bottom. The bottom in this case is 0. In the other graph, the bottom was negative 30. So we don't get negative rain. I don't know what that would be. Evaporation, water going up into the sky. But we do get negative degrees Celsius. If you finish, check out this video on deserts and why the Earth has them instead of just a bunch of tropical rainforest. And I hope this helps. As always, if you have questions, email or Zoom with me or ask them in class. All right, good luck, and I'll see you when I see you.